Hey guys, this is Thomas over here at nursemoneytalk.com, and in this video, what I want to do is I want to talk about how long you should really wait before quitting your first nursing job. Because here's the thing, I think at some point you really do need to quit your nursing job. I don't think you should stay at the exact same job that you've been working in since you first got out of nursing school for like 20, 30 years. I don't think you should do that. I think there's a lot of downsides to doing that, which I talked more about that in a separate video, which I'll link above. So definitely check that out. But to specifically answer this question, before I get into that, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button on this channel. I talk about all things related to nursing student, and of course, nurse life. The other thing that I do want to give a quick plug in is to make sure to check out, if you are a new nurse, the new Nurse Academy. You can find that by going to nursemoneytalk.com/new Nurse Academy. Link is also in the description below. It's a course that's really going to guide you into like your first 1 or 2 years as a new nurse and teach you a lot of important skills that nursing school just really doesn't cover. So definitely check that out. But let's dive right into the main point, which is how long should you wait before quitting your first nursing job, which is, I think you should really look at waiting 2 years. That is pretty much what I would consider the minimum I would wait, with some exceptions, but I'll get to that here shortly. And the reason why I think 2 years is because the first year as a new nurse is really when you're kind of getting anxiety, when you're kind of really starting to get comfortable being out on your own, making decisions, taking full responsibilities for a patient. And I think the second year is really when you start getting a handle on all of that and whatever specialty that you're in. Notice that I said getting a handle on, getting comfortable. I'm not even talking about like mastering, that particular specialty. It could be the ICU, ER, mental health, whatever. But it's just enough to where you can get comfortable. And at that point, then you can look at going elsewhere for potentially a raise, even looking at doing travel nursing, even though technically, some places will let you start travel nursing after 1 year. I generally don't recommend travel nursing after 1 year, just as a side note, even though the money is good. But I think 2 years is definitely a good starting point, I should say. Now, I did mention that there are some exceptions to this. And so the exceptions could be like if you have like a hostile work environment, if you're getting really poor training that you don't think will just benefit you even in the long run, or poor training that you would think makes you like unsafe. Maybe I've heard of situations where you get on a unit or a department that they're doing things that are just kind of shady, not like up to par of how like care should be providing. Those are generally reasons where you might want to split early. It could also be situations where just it's a poor fit, or just kind of like the department is just kind of like a really, really poor fit for you, or it's just not the right specialty for you. So maybe you start off in ICU and realize, I really should be working in psych. I don't want to do this, and all that good stuff. So, and if that does happen, it's not a big deal. It's really not. Other nurses have jumped ship in the middle of new grad orientation and have managed to do just fine. The key thing is you really don't want to make it a habit, and you really want to be intentional and make sure that you're being very thoughtful when you're jumping ship that early. And then this really gets into how you should quit your first nursing job. Now, the big thing is make sure you have another job lined up before you actually quit. So if you are thinking about it, you can go check out the job board at Nurse Money Talk by going to nursemoneytalk.com/jobs. And look for jobs, interview, make sure you're accepted and whatnot before actually quitting, because you might run into a situation where even with how in demand nurses are and how, there's a nursing shortage or whatever, where you might not be able to get a job as quickly as you would like, and you might have bills that need to be paid. So make sure you have one lined up before quitting. Second thing is to make sure to give your 2 weeks notice. Some facilities will put you down as a no rehire, which you don't want that. You always want to keep your options open if you don't give your 2 weeks notice. So make sure you give that. So the third thing is to be very thoughtful in what job you pick and where you go next. This is especially important if you're quitting your job super early, like less than a year into your first new grad job. And, like I said, other nurses have done it, but you just want to be thoughtful, because the last thing you want is to just keep jumping back and forth. And then that just gives the impression that you are job hopping. And so you never want that to be the case. So that's pretty much all I have for this particular topic. In these videos that you'll see that will show up on the screen, on one hand, I'm going to talk in more detail about what is the most appropriate way and how to go about quitting your nursing job. And in the other video, I'm going to talk about 5 common mistakes that new nurses make so frequently. So definitely check out those videos. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and I'll catch you very soon in that next one.